Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to share with you the pattern and the tutorial for these cute baby pants. Okay, so to make these baby pants you will need some jersey fabric. About ½ meter should be enough. I have several fabrics here with different patterns, but I think I'm going to go for this one. And besides your jersey fabric, you will also need some ribbing fabric. I'm not sure how this is called. I looked up the term, but I couldn't really find it. So this is basically a ribbed material that is used for waistbands and cuffs. So if you know the term, please write it down in the comments. This fabric doesn't have to be ribbed, so it can be plain as well. And we are going to use this to make the waistband for the pants and also to make the cuffs at the legs. If you have a pattern on your fabric, make sure it faces the right way. So basically you want to make sure that your pants won't have an upside down print on them. Now fold your fabric like this, wrong sides facing each other, and then you can place your pattern on top of your fabric and pin it in place. Again, you'll want to make sure that you won't place the pattern upside down on your fabric. And after you've pinned your pattern in place, you can cut it out. And you'll end up having two pieces. The pattern is linked in the description down below, and as of right now the pattern is available for the size European 86-98, so from about 1 to 2 years. And here are my two pattern pieces that we are going to sew together to create the pants. But first I'm going to set these aside and cut out the fabric for the waistband and the cuffs. So the pattern for the waistband and for the cuffs are basically some rectangles. These patterns will also be available for download, but you'll have to keep in mind that this measurement can vary from child to child and also from fabric to fabric. So if your fabric for the waistband is stretchier, you might have to make the waistband smaller. So what I recommend is either to measure your child around the belly area where the pants will fit and around the ankles to make sure you have the right size for them, or just take your fabric and place it around them and pin it in place so you know approximately how large or how small you want those pieces to be. So of course you can use the provided pattern as a guide, but I recommend double checking it before sewing your pants. First I'm going to cut out the piece for the waistband. Make sure your fabric stretches this way and then fold it like this. Place your pattern on top, pin it and cut it out. And for the leg cuffs you'll basically need to do the same thing. Fold the fabric like this, place the pattern on top and cut it out. And you will need two pieces for the leg cuffs. Okay, now back to the jersey fabric. We are going to sew these pants pieces together. Place them right sides facing each other like this. Pin them in place and you will start by sewing these slanted edges on both sides. If you have a serger, that's great, it's perfect for sewing stretchy materials, but if not, you can also use your regular sewing machine. Just make sure you set it to a zigzag stitch or any other stitch that is appropriate for stretchy fabrics. And also, quick reminder, for stretchy fabrics you will usually need to use a ballpoint needle. I'm going to use my regular machine for this. It has a stitching setting that really resembles an overlock stitch. And I'm going to close the front seam of the legs and the one in the back. So the ones that I showed you earlier. And this is how your pants should look like by now. They don't really look like pants, but if you fold them like this and turn them right side out, you can actually see that they do look like pants. And now we'll need to sew the inner leg seam. So place your pants like this and make sure the front and the back seam are right on top of each other and pin them together. Then pin the legs of your pants from one side to the other, and we are going to sew this in one stitch. So we are going to start on one end of the leg and sew it across until we reach the other one. And this is how your pants should look. You can now turn them right side out. And the only thing that's left to do is to add the waistband and the cuffs on the legs. Take your waistband piece and fold it like this in half. Pin it and sew it on this edge. You'll also want to use a stitch for stretchy fabrics. Now set this aside and do the same thing for the leg cuffs. So fold them like this and sew the longer edge. And now you just have to fold your cuffs downwards like this. Make sure they are folded nicely and that the seams overlap. And now you can add this to your pants. As you can see, the pants are wider than the waistband, so you'll have to stretch it while sewing. Take your waistband and fold it over your pants. Make sure the raw edges of your waistband meet the raw edges of your pants, and also make sure you line up the back seams. Pin them in place, and you can also make a mark using a pin where the middle of your waistband is, and pin this to the middle, so to the front area of your pants, just to make sure you will stretch the waistband enough so it will be stretched the same amount on the right side as it is on the left side, if that makes sense. And then just sew the two pieces together. So now that the waistband is on, you'll need to do the exact same thing for the leg cuffs. So the cuffs close, then fold them and place them right sides facing the right side of the fabric, just like we did for the waistband. Pin the raw edges together and sew all the way around. And these are the finished pants. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm seriously contemplating making these in my size. I think they look very comfortable. Also, the great thing about these is that you can fold the cuffs and the waistband down, so you can easily size up and just fold the waistband and the cuffs, and they will fit your child for a longer amount of time than regular pants because of the cuffs that can be folded down or up. And it's a really fun project, a really quick one as well. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you check out the pattern down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!